Hello, G-Man 3B. This is your Week 7 recap. I am Rob Top, and I'm here as always with Mac
Hello! I had to
Bellion.
leave away from my mic because I don't want to bust anyone's earbuds because we had to muck about with the. We had to do a lot of audio mixing before the start of this one. I did not want to pop anyone with a loud spike there, but I'm doing all right this week. How are you?
Okay. Not bad. I'm not losing
Is that
games and
because
drawing
you've
games
also
now,
not
so
played your game
it's
this
not
week as well?
bad.
I realised we just discussed.
Oh, and last week I had a draw against a 2,000 kill team, Chaos team, so it
I
wasn't too bad.
I
think
also had
everyone,
a
so
draw
right.
where I was down in TV and didn't die, which is always handy. But
Nice.
speaking of teams that didn't die, we had a few. Most of the teams didn't die this. We had a lot of teams that did die last week. We've had less teams that died this week, which I think you're going to be starting us off with. Is that right?
Yeah, we're in the second half of the season now. So we got Warriors. Yeah, Warriors of Coney Island, 1700 TV against the Sit Down Boys. That's Lord Brain Lords, 1800 TV. What are they? Pro Elves. So let's have a look. So first thing you will see with my clips is that they're looking much nicer than before because I've gone out and splashed out on a nice new PC. So hopefully we can give you a much higher quality. So let's go into this game, right?
James Workshop is a great name, by the way. I hadn't heard that before. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Number 3 is soon to be sacked by the looks of it.
Oh no.
Yeah, turn 1 still.
I said we weren't getting teams killed, but
good,
apparently we are getting teams killed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look at that Apo death in the death. Ouch.
War Dance as well as rough.
Yeah, rough. There weren't too much to show in highlights because it was just a grind up the pitch, but this was pretty good.
I said War Dancer there, but I meant a different leader.
Double ball. He's almost a War Dancer. And he tries it again because the Chaos get the ball back, and it doesn't quite pay off. It's a long shot, but it's
given that old college try, of course.
Yeah.
That's
Chaos. Try something interesting.
What is this? What's this?
It was just in case the catch didn't come off and it was going to bounce.
You can just walk it in there. Like, that is an option that you have at that point.
Snow did level up, so he really wanted Snow to get that free SPP. Yeah. So turn 10. The Elves tried a quick score, but the dice just weren't with them, unfortunately. And not many Elves on the pitch. Turn 11.
That's looking like a really unfortunate game of like Minesweeper where you've just not caught anything. Block succeeded. Yes. Oh, an interesting stat. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. 13 blocks and
yes.
How many armor breaks?
More than a number of blocks. Yes, more AV breaks than blocks is certainly a stat to be aware of. Oh.
I think, if I remember rightly, the sit-down boys didn't break the armor. Yeah, they didn't break the Chaos armor once. So, interesting. As you can see, Snow leveled
and we
up.
Also had. Okay, let's go have a quick look.
Yeah.
So for Snow, the first skill was block. Just a good classic one for your Chaos Warriors. Like,
it'd be nice to know if he rolled a double or not, and did he ignore the double and just take block and did a sensible thing, or was it single?
I mean, the only
block?
real
solid.
The only real thing you take instead of that is like strength, right? Yeah. Well, we've known people take dodge first. They did not appreciate that after 3 games. But yeah. Sit down wise, we've got no enemies. Sorry, we've got no coaches. Enemies for other people, friends to themselves. But there's no one missing from the next match, which is always useful. Looking at the sit downs, unfortunately, they are not in as lucky a position. Missing Ricky Pladis, who did get a level up, it would seem, taking sidestep, and. Yeah. Also, Mr. No Re. Also, Mr. No Reroll taking dodge as well. That's also very useful. Yeah.
Okay.
And Jupiter Massoud, of course, we saw die, unfortunately, and has been reduced back down, losing the dodge, tackle, and guard. Oh, losing the guard. Oh, no, guard is it's normal for them. So back down there.
Losing tackle. I don't know who they got next week. I haven't had a proper look, but they start pretty good anyway, don't they? Blitzers, dodge, sidestep, block, sidestep.
Next up was a match I had a chance to watch, which was the Imperishable 4 versus Sabertooth Raj 3.0, which was 1640 for TI4 versus 1610 for Sabertooth Raj. They got +1 fame and decided to spend a little bit of their own money on some babes. But let's see how the match itself went.
This is one where Carmack said, "Don't back me."
So let's see how it goes. Kemri, of course, getting the kick. So it was nice to see a bit of nice Blood Bowl weather. And we get a kind of fairly standard, like, sideline passing play here. A little bit unfortunate, needing a reroll, but got there and was able to basically bring people down to guard themselves and get all the way down. So Kemri moving in for a quick old foul right at the end of their turn. Moving into immediately starting with a block, turning over very quickly, leaving the Kemri in a position to kind of break through all this basing up they've done there. Has to use a guard, has to use a reroll straight away, but let's see how they can do. This is pretty long. All the way around, big 3 dice blocks. Got some damage. That would have been absolutely gutting both down to receive before. I'm not sure if there was a reroll available, but hold on. Aggressive Andy getting down, it's being whittled down. It's pretty much just a case of who can get through at this point. Side step very useful there, and even the downed body blocking a little bit.
Yeah, good shout.
Another KO. This is a pretty gnarly situation to be in if you're the Rose.
Is that a strength 4 guy or a strength 3 guy?
Let's see what plays are. I think it's a strength 3, so you will need an assist to get through. Fortunately, we do have someone who only needs.
He's 3 roll, is he?
Just about gets away with it. Some extremely back-to-back gnarly turnovers there. Gets us to where we want to be. Takes the blitz of the Tree Man. Bold play here. Gets the injury.
He could have surfed that War Dancer then if he'd have run the throw well round.
Yeah, I think he was looking for the 2 dice to guarantee it. And just needed to get blessed to get through. But of course, with that block out the way, the Elves can score. And we'll move back to Kemri. We've taken a typical Kemri drive up the middle of the pitch, up until ourselves here. We see these wards, we see the Elves. Now we've got War Dancers, War Dancers away. Move around and start to kind of just block them off. As you see the Kemri coming round, getting this, not getting the knockdown, just pushing back, and the Kemri just trying to make a little bit of space here. Now I think if you roll some dice, the ball carrier can get there, but they've got to roll a lot of dice. Interestingly, when you think the player's hit?
You would have thought that he'd sort of run back one, so he's only got 1 dodge to make.
We in fact see not wanting to roll any dice, which is I guess you don't want to risk those injuries for when there's just that low percentage, but that's an interesting. We'll discuss that after the replay. As we can see now, we're back into the second half, and we are getting Elves down on the ball from a failed pickup, and putting some aggression there in the second half. Taking as much time as I can as well, just to whittle down, just to step and kill him. Well, I'm sure.
I was just about to say there's a lot of Elves on the pitch.
We've got some Kemri, we've got some Elves, running down right to the end, looking for that passing play, definitely scoring all the way down. But the sure hands fails, and it will get fairly okay scatter. Kemri were able to recover. move forward, and unfortunately just when they're in a position to break out, get injured on a dodge. And I'm just getting away from that elf there. Damage back. Regeneration real skill this time, and the ball scatters. Let's see what the elves can do with it. A top-down one here, giving you a real big show about how far away everyone is from each other at this point. And we're seeing 3+. Will a reroll help?
Big reroll.
Dodge gets them through. Yeah.
And gone. How far is he gone? Kimmy being so slow.
Yeah, far enough. Yeah, far enough. But just saving those rerolls to suggest there we go. All the way through.
Nice.
It was
like quite an entertaining game, that.
I'm not 100% sure about the logic of not rolling the dice to try and get through at the end of the first half there. I don't know if it was maybe an accidental thing or not, but no one was injured on a failed dodge at least. So
I didn't check them. Yeah, I didn't check the movement. Could he have done it if he'd have moved back one diagonally and then sort of tried to cut across the tackle zone, so it's only one dodge?
Eyeballing it looked like it, but my eyeballs might be failing me in my old age. Minotaurs don't live that long, you know. So especially not on Chaos teams. But yeah, moving on to how the state of play for next week, we've got Ken III getting a level up.
Dirty player, block guy getting...
And then Hairy Dan and Elegant Auguste for the elves. Now, for TI4, as we've said, it was our Ken III got the level up. What play would you make here? He sacked him. Yeah.
Has he sacked him? Yeah.
Yeah. Once again,
Fowler.
thanks for who suggested like doing the side by sides, because we probably would have missed that if we were doing it the old way still. Yeah, absolute third skill sacked. Yeah. Too bloaty. Respect the hustle, absolutely. Going on to Saber. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, try to have two dirty players. So if you do sack one, then you've always got no one to fall back on.
Does not.
If it's possible, it's hard to. It's hard to level the skeletons up, isn't it?
And yeah, so Sabertooth Vag coming into here. The Tree of Block is what you want.
Block.
That's gnarly. And grab. Wow. That is causing a lot of problems potentially. And getting a 2-0 victory over some spirited opponents. And you've got Lothriel and Dishonest Jack back now. That's going to be useful moving forward. Lothriel, on the line, presumably. You're not going to be using that agility when you've got the block. Must be thinking, just keep him around. Next up was a match you had a chance to watch.
It was. The Uruk Haikus, which is Halab's Orcs, against the Very Dead Corpses. That's the nice Necro team. So the Orcs are 2,110, and the Necro are 1940. They take Wizard and Babes.
Okay.
So let's have a look. So, you'd think the Orcs would be a bit scared of the claw of the wolves. So I'd think that'd be mission one of, trying to get the wolves if possible. He does look after them very well. But this is a white that doesn't regen.
Ouch. An MNG, ouch. So at least you got him around for the future.
Yeah. The wolf was forced to make a go for it, like as a break for it. And as you see, it did pay off. But it was a bit of a risky one. He could have come a bit unstuck there. He'd have probably got fouled if he did get knocked down. So yeah, you can see that just one of the knockouts coming back. So, what I didn't show you was the wolf got fouled and KO'd, but he did come back. That's why I was showing the knockout there. So yeah, the killer wolf was out most of the first half, and then comes to the second half. The legend.
Oh, through he goes.
The goblin.
There he goes. Leaf on the wind. See him fly.
He is one of the star players of the division, isn't he? Goblin. So we are 1-1 and all to play for. Deep kick.
Oh, that ain't gonna help.
Welter heat, yeah. So the Orcs need to keep the ball all half, and they've got a player advantage, but they've also up against two very, very good Wolves. Bit questionable, that pass there.
Well, you can't really get to the ball. Well, you can if you use a fireball. They've gotten a the fireball gotten away with it, but I think you can one dice. Wow, they were having to roll a lot of dice to get there. But yeah, I probably well, it was a 1 in 9 they failed on, right? So
yeah, the re-roll does work. And the Wolf picks it up, runs back into his own half. He's in trouble. So I've shown quite a lot of clips of this game because quite a lot of crucial things happen, like a 1 in 9 foul dodge there, leaving himself exposed to get hit. So a bit risky play there by Filippo, and tackle on the Wolf.
Ball is now loose.
So the ball is now loose again.
Yeah, safe, able to close it up pretty well. But
so this is the strength 4 goal. It's a bit of a player, isn't he? So I think it, real unlucky bounce there. If that had bounced backwards, then the Necro should have been able to get hold of the ball. But because of that bounce, it's sort of down a little bit.
Those Black Orcs and those just that huge amount of block is really helping out there.
So turn 12, the Orcs get the ball, and they're making their way through nicely now, and it's going to be really
absolutely surrounding all of these werewolves. I imagine there's going to be a bit of a boot stuck in at some point.
So the probably last clip of the game is just showing you that he's going to run it in, get his maximum yardage for the player, and that is a shot win, maybe. There's one little turn to go. Oh, the Necro only got 2 on breaks the whole game. There's one of them on turn 16. And the next one's coming up. So 2 armor breaks on turn 16 is all they achieved. Yeah. So that's why I sort of showed this last little bit.
I have a similar bit coming up next. That's it. And it was right to use the apothecary before, right? Like, you're not expecting to see another one. So
Goblin gets man of the match, of course. A lot of blocks in that game. Look, over 100 blocks. 4 armor breaks. It says maybe. Oh, I was going off Discord.
Oh, is this Discord when you're rolling for failed falling overs and things like that as well, potentially? Cool.
Maybe.
So looking at the end of the match, we've got Ogiwa, who is going to be missing next match. In terms of level ups, in terms of level ups, I'm not seeing any. So let's just take a quick look at the side by side, as we see, losing a pretty developed Black Orc blocker there, but could be plenty worse. Further VDC, a similar situation, losing one of their hard hitting guard pieces. Seemed like a good match to watch.
Yeah, it was, and it's opened the league up a little bit because the Necro were hot on the tails of the High Elves, so it has opened up that second place for the playoffs. So we'll see how the rest of the games go.
Straight up next, we've got the Proud Women, the Amazons versus Trusting Gob, the Goblins. That's 15-30 for the Proud Women and 15-20 for the Gobs. Not as much TV to work with there, especially when they're not in their home stadium. So what we see coming into the match is the Proud Women have +1 Fabe, but the Gobs, do dip into the kitty enough to go into the match with 1 bribe. So let's see how that sees them.
Proud Women got beaten up last week, didn't they?
So the high kick, and we see Messenger, the pretty much exclusive, almost ball carrier for the Goblins, getting right underneath it. Let's see if he can catch it. He cannot, but his friend there can. So we're going to get an opportunity to see Trusting Gob using not one of their primary ball carriers. The Trolls, of course, always doing work. Smashing, but leaving himself surprisingly exposed as the Amazons come through for that blitz. And again, it does not. So Walrus will be missing the next game and is out relatively early in this one. As this Goblin...
He's not very good ball carrier, is he?
Well, he can roll it. Oh dear. As the ball bounces, that could have got very bad very quickly. That is somewhat safe. As we're going to see the Amazon attempt to recover it. Yeah, just taking out those goblins. They are flimsy, aren't they? Yeah, dodging through. We get a re-rolled downing of the messenger. KO'd. It's going to be a bit of a blow as well. That recovery from this particular play is going to be tough. And the Amazon does able to pick it up, but doesn't have enough movement to get away from there, unfortunately. So let's see. One thing to say, if you push it off, the ball can go anywhere. So using the chainsaw to reduce the risk of the ball going off the pitch, I think is a really great play because you can keep it in a safer position from the bottom. That is where it ends. We are able to get Stunty round back to the side, and boom. Boom, when's the last time you saw one of those? Ball carrier dodge. But the unfortunate thing is you're still being on the pitch. The Amazons are... No, the Amazons are quite happy to go that because most of that pitch, the ball, if it lands, is going to be in a good position for the Amazons. That's why the chainsaw is really important. And we do end in a position where we've got a couple of Amazons free. That big whirling ball of chain, well, it's going to be... who knows where that's going to end up. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this. And they are able to push and get to that ball. Once again, chainsaw coming through. And down you go. I know one of your fellow chainsaw wielding maniacs taken down.
I have a tear in my eye.
Yeah, from here, we actually have to surround, and once again, this is something the Amazons have done. These high strength players getting those hits on just by surrounding that man advantage with all those goblins falling over before, and able to KO the ball slinger. It's good to see
good play.
Certainly, I imagine unexpected, and yeah, you can kind of just shore up. And as we can see, there's very few goblins left by the end of the first half here. And you can see on the right hand side the pitch, everyone's been taken off. And with that last block, we can see a late scoring 1-0 up. Great play from the Proud Women here. And then it's... it's like turn 16 already. Sorry for skipping over it, but this went pretty much as you'd imagine. They were 10-9 up in terms of players on the pitch, and starting with the ball, they were just able to protect it enough to get into that position, and in the end, just drive it forward for that 2-0 victory.
I thought that was a tough game for the Goblins. Just as you say, the TV was almost identical, and Goblins rely on that sort of TV inducements, don't they?
So we have a few. I might think moving forward, I might stop having these screens on there because we're not actually getting any stuff that we're not getting from the other ones. So maybe we'll see how that goes.
All right.
Feedback on that if you like. I'm not sure if we'll keep it. But looking at the Proud Women, we can indeed see Hillary Clinton has leveled up to take guard. A great choice for your a plus strength bodge stepper with guard. That's going to cause a lot of problems. We've had level ups also, diving tackle taken on Natalie Portman, and also guard for Angela Journey the third, that blitzer. So we've actually 3 guard on an Amazon team. That's not too bad. One of those is on a catcher.
If they get a couple more players, they're going to be back in shape, because they've only got 11. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 10 players they got. You can
see a core of a strong Amazon team there, so that's always good. Going on to the Gobs, it didn't go quite as well. The Walrus, I hadn't noticed it was the AV busted one that went down. I suppose that does make sense. So we've had an AV bust for them. We have had a removal of Cultist 13. Bye-bye to them. Cultist 13 Junior is going to be missing the next match. And then we've just had... I was going to say we've had some changes. I've not put them all in order. Look, they're goblins. There's loads of them. Look.
Oh, that the walrus there, the troll.
Yeah, he was already
AV busted, wasn't he?
He's
is he missing next game? Is he?
Yeah, on that one
Okay,
that came in.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be rough going
game.
in with one troll. That does give a lot of TV to play with. I imagine we might be seeing Mr. Ripper potentially filling that slot in the. Or who can say? Perhaps there is an even more cunning plan that is in the offing. But enough of goblins. As much as we love talking about their tiny, tiny, tiny little hands and scoring Blood Bowl. No, that's a weird metaphor. Nope. Straight on. Next match. Who do you see? Who is it?
Let's talk about some more Zons. But this time the Zons are up against Chaos Dwarves. So 1350 Chaos Dwarves are hat tricks against 1140 Zons. But the Zons do take an Apo, Babes, and 3 loners. So, the hat tricks have 2 loners as well. So they not between them, they can't even field a whole team each. Right. So let's see how it goes. Stop. Yeah. So obviously this is a match up for Amazons, which they just totally don't want. Nice pick up by the ball there, and as you know, being a Chorf player, once your ball gets the ball,
once you've got them block and break tackle, it's one of the better ball carries you can get. It's getting in the ball that's the problem.
There wasn't too much to show in the first half, in all honesty. It was just the slow push down the pitch, pushing the Zons away from the ball carrier so he could just run it in. The second half is interesting. So can the Zons score on their drive, basically? And a little bit of an opening they left there. That's a re-roll, and down she goes.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a agility 5.
That's a good scatter for the ball
there. The pitch and agility 4 one. Yeah, so it looks like they might be able to recover. I know you're going to have a tackle zone on it, but here she is, the Edge 5 girl. Rolling the 1.
Away we go.
She's off.
Yeah.
She just runs through tackle zones as well.
Using
she
that
doesn't
dodge.
care.
Uses dodge into tackle. Yeah, but then you get taken out with a tackle. I think that was a bit unfortunate. Ones happen sometimes.
Yeah, using the reroll and the pickup. So the play was obviously to pass it down to the other linewoman down there, but she was left out in the open and just got fouled off the pitch, if I remember rightly. And as you see, there's not many Zons left on the pitch. But mission 1 is to pick up the ball with a ball centaur again, and get engaged. We sort of know what's going to happen from here on in.
Do about that from that position, really.
Really, really tough game. So I like the way it's the wrong ball centaur with the ball. So a nice handoff, and they were the stars of the show when it comes to holding the ball. They didn't foul anything. Yeah. Just a really, really hard game for the Zons. Nice SPP on the balls. So, let's see if they leveled up. They one level up.
John Big Ball.
John Big Ball.
Taking dodge to first skill dodge. As we were talking about taking dodge as a first skill. Bull Centaurs, I guess it's a little bit different. Like they. Yeah,
because they can get break tackle. Yeah,
that does become quite strong later, and you can use them as ball carriers. So if you are, dodge is good on ball carriers, whereas that's not necessarily something that you're doing with, say, Black Orcs or Chaos Warriors. So it is a bit more sensible. And like blodge bulls are great. I used to have one, and
so. You're gonna need 10 more SPP to get break tackle. I'll take it. You're gonna go break tackle next, or are you just gonna take block?
Good. Like it's still like if you're dodging away and you've got dodge, it's 75 to get away even with that, to an empty square, even with agility 2, and so that's not too bad.
Yeah, you can't wait until 31.
Well, he might be waiting to see if he gets an edge up as well, right? So. But maybe there's a lot of discourse about that on whether you should take that or not for balls. But who knows? We can see. If you're carrying with bulls, 3 is better than 2. Ironback, unfortunately, is missing the next. Oh no, not missing the next match. I'm reading backwards to front, like I was reading one of my mangas. But no, we have got all of our players back for next match, which is good to see for the hat tricks. Yeah.
Do you like manga? Do you? Yeah, my son reads
and moving forward, we have gained some players. A new blitzer, Umvelt rebuilding, also having taken a bit of damage over the past few weeks, and just rebuilding their blitzers. That's nice to see. And
11 players. That's good.
Cool.
But it's a bit of not a two-man team, but sort of, isn't it?
I don't. Maybe Klein's good. Fossey's good. Adfor Blodge is good.
Yeah, Adfor Blodge is good.
Movement 7 wrestle. Rog is good. I think that's starting to come back together. So that's always lovely to see. Next up, I saw a Grim Tale versus the Tasty Tunes. So this was the last match that I had a chance to look at, and while the previous ones were all pretty close in TV, this is a big difference. This is 2-2-40 for Grim Tale versus 1750 the Tasty Tunes. So the Tunes have taken a wizard, some babes, Nobbler and Bomber. So we've got the special weapons in play. Whereas Grim Tale the Nurgle, they come in with +1 fame. So let's see how that worked out. We can see Underworld kicking in. Getting the perfect defense, so they get an opportunity to move things around. The Nurgle moving in early in this match of killers. So this is the one going straight into World 1, and badly hurt. So that's going to help. Some real nice targeting there. As we see slightly later in the turn 8. A little bit more damage. You can see Nurgle have moved up in this quite packed formation, so they're taking their kind of blocks and blitzes where they can, and just getting what they need. They're piling on from the straight there. They're blitz to take that out of the way, and this Constable has now got a straight run with the go for it, but it does make it right. Moving forward into the second half, towards getting probably a career injury, let's be honest here, straight off the bat. Then moving forward the ball. Is it a throw? Let's do just a nice little, we all know I do love a bit of a pass or a handoff into the centre of the cage. It's quite important there, I find. And it does force the Nurgle to just come in blitzing just at the sides of it as best they can. Moving down to try and the Underworld are able to get away from this, as you might expect from some slippery customers such as those. Death. Just a clear up here from those Nurgle. They are not feeling confident in getting all the way down, so just doing as much damage as they can on the way. We will see them attempt to mark up as many people as they can. Tentacles just not able to be brought down. Underworld are able to clear up as they can. Just get down.
Yeah, I thought it was good time.
We do come round at turn 16 again, just seeing a little bit of the end of the play. Another troll. Yeah.
Another troll down.
Using the Apothecary for a smashed hand to miss next game. Once again, they have the failure there on the regeneration. Once again, another troll missing next game. Let's see if this works. I'm going to go straight into here. So Grim Tale. Actually, no, I'm not. It's much easier to see. I didn't make notes of who actually leveled up, which I'll do for next week. I'm going to try that next week. Nobody did. So let's have a quick visual. I got thrown off because I don't know why sometimes these go on double lines. No one missing for next week for Grim Tale, so they're going to be happy about that. I feel like it's 1-1's an interesting result there. a bunch of stuff happened and it ended up 1-1. Sometimes matches just go like that. Tasty Tunes have got a goblin back, but are unfortunately missing their troll and one of their two-headed wrestling goblins as well. So one of the more advanced ones, which is a bit of a pain.
Yeah, that troll's got block
that's a big player.
That's a big player.
You wouldn't be expecting it. Nearly got a permanent injury there as well, but was able to get it pocked away. So next up, the last match of this week lies with you.
Yeah, it's the first place Rebel Supremacy, Mad Fogs 2010 TV. What are they? They're High Elves against the Altdorf Acrobata. That's Coach Cool, looking very good at 1760. Unfortunately, he is down at the bottom of the table this week. He does take 2 bribes and babes, and we're at a Wizard Stadium. So
Indeed.
let's see what happens.
Indeed.
So I think pressure's off Coach Cool. I think he can just basically have fun for the rest of the season, trying some stuff out and testing some new plays and getting some level ups and some players.
Thanks for the heads up, because this is all of these are based on week 7. So thanks for the heads up. We were able to get all of the stuff we needed before week 8 rolled on that early roll. So thank you.
That was that was a dodgy old pass though. Passing somebody in a tackle zone with all the movement. Elves. Yeah, that's. I know you want to try stuff out, but maybe he was looking for like the really quick turn, because if he had got successfully made that pass and got away, then he could have done some damage to the High Elves. But as it turns out, the High Elves get the ball and they just play really boring. Actually, they don't try scoring.
That is unfortunate. Well, you say boring, I say tactically optimal. That's what I would say.
Okay, Coach Cool, tell me, what have you got against Tower the Thrower? Because we're seeing foul after foul after foul here. I thought I'd trouble. Because it's just a case of, I don't care about the ball, you do what you want, I can't get it off you anyway, so I'm just going to foul Tower
this is a montage.
as much as I can.
And finally gets the KO.
And he gets... Yeah. Which I found quite funny. It really was, forget the ball, I don't care. So, yeah, second half. High Elves probably want to just score quick and wrap the game up. Pretty tasty kick, really, from the Acrobata there. Just showing you the damage done by each team at half time. So the Wizard comes in and he's left open. So the leap works and he's knocked down. Yeah. It's a good play. I like it.
Yeah, you really wanted that to go off the pitch and end up on the other side.
Yeah, ideally. This is interesting play as well. It's good stuff. I like the leaping coming into action here. And there is a guy over on the right hand side that he's trying to get it to.
Yeah, like as long as it gets.
Don't worry about interceptions.
That's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
And he's off.
That was clearly, as you say before, that was clearly what he was kind of trying for earlier, but unfortunately didn't pan out. Oh, there goes. Oh no.
Yeah, it's the other Wizard.
That's all right. That's not too
quite
bad.
A nice scatter.
But they were able to get to it clearly.
Yeah. It was good. It was just all the fouling on Tower that just made it funny. If I remember rightly, this was a perfect defence, so the High Elves just sort of give it to him, and he was just left with a 1 dice block. So I don't think there was a way of getting a 2 dice block, and unfortunately, it was 2 single goals there.
And yeah, just able to pick up that ball, making it look easy.
Yeah, and there's only really one guy that can properly get to him without rolling dice. And he managed to get the ball back and just do some nice little elf play. Impressed with Mad Fog, as I said. You know, he's stepped it up this season. He's got those few extra skills or players maybe that's made all the difference. He's playing a little less aggressive and more healthy this season.
Yeah, but he's still got that. He's still got that aggression. Still got that power in the back pocket where it can spring out on you like a boxing glove in your car. Like, I don't drive. I don't know the types of car.
really good sacking team, aren't they? They're really good at getting the ball back, and they're making good use of the Wizards. So
yeah, exactly.
Looking hard to stop, aren't they?
Are ramping up all of that agility, surprising amount of strength, and movement. Stat ups are good in Blood Bowl, right? So and
I should look at my notes. Sorry, I've realised why he was stalling at the end of the all of that first half, because he was baiting the Wizard. He was trying to get
a wise choice. I told you, tactically optimal. Do not. He didn't fall.
He didn't fall for it.
Yeah. Coach do not doubt the frog, for he knows how to play with them elves. And looking into the next match, we saw Mayhem get a level up. That's the Blitzer going for sidestep. So that's a Blodge step tackle mighty blow. That's handy. We also saw a level up. I did make a note for this before for Laser. So that's the strength 4 lineman with block, who is now a strength 4 Blodge lineman. Now that's really good. That's just a nice back pocket lineman to have. Like most teams would love that. Elves would, like Orcs would love that. Just got a bit better. Would love that. And yeah, so you just got that in the back pocket, and also starting to rebuild the team a little bit as well. Now a little bit of cash is coming into the back pocket. Venom coming back from that injury last match. We see a catcher being replaced there in the middle of a team sheet, and another lineman at the end. So we're getting to a point where not only are we racking up those points on the table, we are also now officially a fully fledged team again. So that's always useful moving into the next one. For Altdorf, talk us through what you see here. We've got indeed.
We've got 2 missing players.
Giorgio and Romeo.
No level up.
What you wanted.
Yeah. I wish I had more experience with Kislev, so I could actually, tell if it's actually building into a really nice team or not. I don't know, is strength on catchers a really good thing or not? I don't believe it is on gutter runners, but what do you think?
It's good if you're building them as a sacker, certainly. If you're jumping them into a cage to break it, it's good. It seems that Gianluca has got sidestep, has got blodge, has got sure hands. You give someone sidestep, you're expecting them to get hit. So it's sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Sorry, I'm looking at the right character there. You give someone sidestep. You're looking for them to get hit. And so what we've got here is a ball carrier that can get the hell out of dodge when it needs to, and if you can get a line on it, is going to be tricksy to get down. Strength, it opens up some more traditional plays. You can potato with that player when you perhaps couldn't with a standard catcher much as easily. You know what I mean? And ideally you don't want a potato, but sometimes needs must when turnovers happen. It's certainly looking like it's coming into a rather tasty team.
I got Kislev in my division, and they really beat Mazons up a couple of weeks ago. His killer was piling on Mighty Blow, etc., and just with the jump up, it was really good. So expecting to see a killer at some point. That Giorgio, is he getting near sacking
with
or not, do you think?
A movement bust?
Yeah, movement bust. Yeah, is it time for him to go?
They are a lot
of money, aren't they? 110 grand.
Yeah. He has got 5 MVP. He has got 5-star player points. The movement on blitzers is one of the things you want them for. Like, if you've got the cash, maybe now's the time to do it. But it's 6 of 1. I'd be tempted to, but who knows what's happened? It's not like the next match has happened for this team. We could just look forward to see what he did. That would be breaking the space-time continuum. So we will elect to not do that. It's week 7. How's the league looking at the end of week 7? Once again, thank you for letting us grab a quick picture of this before it changed. We have got Mad Frog at the top with 18 points, Filippo, and right behind it with 14, Hellenic. Yeah, it's opening things up. It's still even at the halfway point. We come down to the 8th position, and yeah, you're at least 3 points away from getting into playoff Challenger Cup cutoff. So once again, it's still quite open.
Yeah.
But
it is, isn't it?
I think with each and every week as moving forward, Mad Frog is just increasing that gap as much as possible. It's not impossible, but people can't catch up, of course, especially VDC or even the Proud Women, now that they have gotten over that blip from 2 weeks ago, or last week, I should say. And but certainly I think the smart money's on Supremacy making it through to at least challenges. I would have thought playoffs at this point, but who knows in Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Speaking of predictions, and the prediction I've just made, let's talk about predictions that I've also made and you have also made, some of which are good, i.e. the ones that you have made, and some of these predictions are bad. Those are the ones that I have made. So
you're really struggling this season on the predictions, aren't you?
I think it's because I'm bad at predicting Blood Bowl. That's the real conclusion that I can come to here. Sometimes the comments on Armator all these weeks is me, and but we shall see who had some good turns and who had some bad.
How much time do you dedicate to the predictions?
A little bit of time. I do it when I'm doing the rest of the stuff for getting this ready for the show. So it's not like I'm just pulling them immediately out of my ass. I'm spending a little bit of time thinking about it, but yeah.
Well, this week's predictions, because we had an early kickoff. I had proper steam through it, so
let's see what you did. Let's just briefly go over how everyone did this week. So I did bad. You did 6, which is not bad. Coach Cool with 5, Mad Frog with 5. Big scoring from Jake and Brainlord. Hellenic on 6, Kiander on 3, Berserk on 2, Thurnlaw on 2. Are you with me, my people? Very good. The 2 scorers. Innovation, big score from Innovation, 7, 5 for Filippo. And as we move over, we've actually seen a change at the top of the table. 45 from Innovation to 44 to Dr. Nick. A low scoring week. It can happen to anyone. And we see an overtake at the top of the table. Still pretty tight, 45, 44, 43, 41. A lot of space in it. I'm probably going to be getting drunk at the end of the season again, because I don't see myself catching up with you at this point. But we will see how that pans out.
Last season you pulled away and I managed to claw it back, if I remember rightly. So
13.
How many points difference between us? There's only 8 points. 13.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I changed your mind there. Okay. I see how it is. So we're going to talk about the week 8 matches, which of course everyone knows none of them have happened yet. No, one of them has happened yet, but we'll pretend that it hasn't happened, and we'll talk about what predictions would have been because they were made beforehand. Do you want to take the lead on this one, or you?
Yeah, you know what? When I looked at this, I wasn't sure what to do at all, and I've just sort of gone with my gut to go with Very Dead Corpses, but
it is a tight game.
That's a tight game. That really is a tight one. Yeah. So, as I say, I've done them as soon as I woke up in the morning, and so I've sort of just grabbed figures out of the air, I think, for half of these this week. So, I'm not expecting a good week prediction-wise.
I am noticing Mad Frog. You should probably nip in and get your ones done as well. You have missed some points. Who knows if other people have missed points there? But
don't let Matt rise from the bottom. Come on, guys, you got to stay in there.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. But yeah, for this matchup, I agree. It's potentially a tricky one, but the Warriors, they do rely a little bit on their AV9, and VDC have got a very, very good way of dealing with AV9. So I've gone for the 2-1 there myself.
All right. Sabretooth Fadge, I've just picked them because Wood Elves against Goblins is a mismatch most of the time. I can't see how Wood Elves are going to draw or lose to Goblins in normal circumstances. But Kiandra isn't a normal Goblin coach, is he?
That's very similar. I've gone for 1-1 myself. You've gone for the 2-1 victory. Once again, I can just see just Kiandra pulling. We've seen him pull this out before, and I'd be interested in it happening again. So that's what I've gone for. Also, I need to start making esoteric picks if I want to try and catch up for you. So we'll see how that pans out.
I can backfire big time. That can. Yeah. So the sit down boys against Liverpool. We've gone.
I've just gone for the agility edge here for the sit downs. And yourself, presumably the amount of dodge compared to tackle.
Again, it's a close match. That could easily be a draw. So yeah. 2-1. So
TI4,
see how that one goes.
There's Tasty Tunes. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for the Tasty Tunes, which once again is a bit more heart than head, but I can see they've been a bit tasty. They have been tasty this week up against Grimtail, and I could see them just pushing it that little bit further next week. I think they've got that hunger in them, that rat-like hunger. Even though they've got no troll. Okay, that's true. Yeah, well,
you're sort of rethinking that one,
no, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to get good inducements. But yeah, they both got good killers on their sides, and that I couldn't pick between them, so that's why I just dumped the 1-1 on it. And I didn't know about the troll, so maybe the imperishable four got slight edge on that.
Altdorf Acrobata. I went for a 2-1 victory for Uruk Haikus, just because they've been having a strong season. It was just as much as I really want to see the Coach Cool win, and I'm sure if they do, then we'll have a big party next week. And but I was just going on just a kind of calculated stats related prediction there.
Yeah, I should have jumped on it really, because I did him this week, and he's playing like a bit of a madman and just going for things. So I've got a feeling he's going to score more than one touchdown.
Proud Women.
We shall see.
Proud Women versus Rebel Supremacy. I've gone for big game.
Big game.
You've gone for the draw 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Hillenick is a great coach, and Amazons can adapt to teams, and they do struggle against high movement teams, but they've also got all that guard, and they've got quite a fair bit of tackle and stuff. I think this is going to be a really, really hard game for Supremacy, but they seem to be pulling games out the hat, wins out the hat. So
yeah,
that's why I've gone for draw.
It does make sense, and I agree with you up to the point where it was a draw. I do think just that elven. Je ne sais whatever the French for agility 4 is, and basically is just going to give them the edge. They've been proving they can handle the ball. They've been proving they can score. Proud Women are back online, it seems, from this week, but Supremacy have just been having a stonking season, and it just seems apropos to be back in them.
Yeah, I'm following that one this week. That's one of my games this week, so I'm looking at. Cool. I'm gonna, look forward to that one definitely. And the bash up at the end, Patrick Grimtail. Yeah, I think Nurgle just like to draw games.
I've gone for the Nurgle win.
You've gone for the Nurgle win.
We've got a bull without dodge. Oh, sorry, a bull without block and a lot of high strength on the Nurgle side. So I'm thinking this can just be an overpowering. Maybe it's just me remembering to all the times I've got my ass kicked as Nurgle, as Chaos Dwarves, but there's a horrible little voice in the back of my head that says Nurgle are just going to outpower them on their own game on this one.
All right, they're going to have quite a few inducements and maybe a few loners as well.
That's true.
So I'm not quite sure if they got a full team. But yeah, when it comes to a bash up, you'd have thought the Nurgle will have a better bash team.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
The Dwarves at this stage, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, good luck.
And yeah, we should probably take a look at the... Oh, we've had a look at this week's... Oh, that's everything, I believe. Excellent. So, yeah. Any...
Oh. That's all.
And
I was going to say, that's all for me. That's all, folks.
Stepping on the end of other people's catchphrases. I mean, on the pitch.